Hi! After 2 years, we're now launching our two softwares, the map and the well planner. We're excited. It's the beginning of a platform for well planning. We are enthusiastic about our products. We've been screaming around in the office for 2 years now, oh, what if we do this? What if we do that? And then we have implemented it. And now is the point when we get to show our products to customers. But before we talk about that, we would like to thank everyone who has been involved in the process of getting to where we are. We have met with so many professionals who have shared their experience, shared their thoughts, asked us questions, challenged us, are you on the right path? How are you going to achieve this? Can you do that? Can you do this? And we have enjoyed every minute of the discussions we've had. Any questions for me?
Yes. Where did the idea of making a new well plan software come from?
I used to work in an oil company, an international oil company. I started coding myself, and I realized that all the complexity of drilling operations and well operations calls for it's a big data management issue, and we treat it like it's a big like it's logistical issue. And that's when I started putting pieces together in software, we saw the efficiency of data management.
What separates prowellplan from the competition?
We believe that we need. Let me do that again. We are in need. Our competitors make software which sort of fills the cup. You have a task. You have an idea. This is the well you're going to design, and you design it. You put in input, and then when you've done all your inputs and checked the outputs, it's thumbs up. Yeah, you were right. What we do is that we make a platform which takes in as much data as you have, and we start with a lot of data from the beginning, and then the wells grow with the more data you put in and the more effort you put into planning it. So it's a creative tool for the tomorrow's engineers.
Yes. What are the main benefits with a digital well plan?
The main benefits is that you never start from zero with a digital well plan. With a digital well plan, you're able to take in the experience from previous operations. So you start out at a baseline of 70% of what you would do with a normal finalized well plan, and you work from there. So you build on all your company strengths when you start planning.
What is the risk involved with a digital well plan?
Well, first of all software fails. So all software has bugs. But compared to all the mistakes humans do in repeatable work, the risks are predictable, and you can manage them. Another issue is that software always does what it's supposed to do. So if you give it wrong data, it's going to calculate perfectly and give you the wrong answer.
What about experience transformation? Will it be improved, and why?
Experience transfer, yeah, that's the important part. Because the way we do things in our industry is that we have people in all the crucial decisions, and when you have people making decisions over and over again, the people are learning. They are the ones who are gaining the experience. So the company are investing a lot of time and their knowledge in individuals, and then you need to transfer this individual to the next project to make sure that experience you gain from one well is moved into the next well. Whereas if you have a software which makes decisions, you work on improving your software for making decisions. So all the experience you put into the software is then the company's experience instead of the personal experience that you gain.
How can the user be sure that all the calculations are correct?
So there are two parts to that, two sides to that answer. The formulas that we build on has been known in the industry. They're taken from textbooks and literature, and we test them. And the benefit of making software instead of making a one-off calculation like you would normally do in Excel or in other software is that we have the capability to test the equations So when we draw equations into our software, we test them with every possible input, wrong and erroneous and right input. So we have tested the equations, and they are free to be tested. Another thing is what we do with data science and machine learning. Because when we run machine learning, we make an effort to quality assure the data that goes in, so that we could give valid results. Because when machine learning is working, it's always working on data, on raw data. And since our industry is very vague on what raw data is and what is interpreted data, it's a challenge that we are giving high priority in solving, in making sure that we validate the data comes in, so that we give valid output.
In your opinion, which are the most severe time thieves in the well planning process today? And how does ProWellPlan go about reducing or eliminating those?
When I think back to my well planning experience, it's all the meetings and all the discussions we had, because we couldn't bring forward enough data to one point. So we would have meetings where we would discuss opportunities, and meetings where we would discuss solutions, and then very often we would have new meetings to discuss if the observations were right, if we had done things right, to verify this, look at this from a different angle. And often this was a repeatable process. It's quite predictable what was going to happen, but we had to go do all the rounds. We would have to talk with different people, make them do calculations, which they had done before many times, and we would have to meet up to combine this into some hypothesis. And this is a very costly process of a lot of meetings and a lot of predictable extra events and reruns. So where we want to go is to make sure that is to give the users the calculations that they know they're going to do. They've done it before, they've done it so many times, and we automate it so that you get the different views of the same case, and you get them up front. So instead of having extra meetings or spending weeks on reruns, you get the decisions immediately.
The oil and rig companies hold vast amounts of data, and more data is being generated as we speak. How can the industry leverage this data and use it in decision making?
Yeah, because we have a big challenge in our industry, and that's the planning and the reporting. Today the plans are very non-detailed, and then the reports are written afterwards. So it's like in a factory, you make a plan, we're going to build this car, this car, this car, and this car. And on the other side of the lab, or in the plant, there's a guy or a girl writing, yeah, we made a yellow car, we made a white car, well, the way you do it actually, of course, is that you make a plan and you write check, 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 check. And that's how we want to do it for drilling well as well. So the question was,
how can the industry
leverage on the data?
leverage?
Yes, because the only truth we have out there in our industry is the actual rig data, the signature of what we did. Everything else is interpreted data. And what we need to do, if we're going to improve the performance of our industry, we need to make plans which are in the same language as the reports. And the magic point where these two meet is in the rig data, the real-time data. So we need to make well plans in a language the rig can speak, and we need to compare it to reports which the rig itself speaks, to avoid all the manual steps in between.
And the last question. There is a lot of people in the oil industry who has been working for years with the same software. Why would they spend a lot of time learning a new software instead of sticking to what they know?
Yeah, that's a very real challenge, and there's a lot of excellent software out there, and a lot of great engineering is being done with the software that is out there, and there's no technical problems with working with the software we got. So what we provide is a more creative workforce, or more creative software which give you more insight, like you would expect of a modern software. And what we do, we also pick out some niches of the oil drilling and well software market. We're not going out there to replace all the engineering software which is out there. We have two niche products. We do the data analysis part for early phase well planning, and we do a well planning software which automates the process of getting very quickly to a well design which you can use for decision making in early phases.
I just have to add, so after I downloaded your software, I have to update it every time you get a new feature?
Yeah, nice question. This is the beauty of cloud software. We launch new features all the time. So you wake up in the morning and you click refresh in your browser, and you will see that the software has learned some new treats and some new tricks for you, which you will be guided through like it was a new feature in Facebook. So we take it. Yeah, you will be impressed by how fast our software is implementing new features, making you a better well planner.
Thank you. Is there anything you would like to add?
No, thank you.